It is suggested that unconditional love is all there is. Unconditional, of course, or I say of course, may not be realized, recognized, reconciled, is unconditional, which means unpolarized, which means boundless, without edge, border, or boundary at all. The total abundant whole without an edge, without time or space, without limitation, without anything else other than this. Just this, totally, simply, ordinarily, naturally this. Too simple for language, really. Too simple for any kind of explanation or description. Certainly too simple for any prescription. There's nothing to figure out. There's nothing to be done. There's nothing to relinquish. There's nothing to change or fix or solve or cure. There's nothing to make better or worse. There is no progress in the timelessness of this immediacy. No progress, no process, nothing to get through, no obstacles to get past or hindrances to get beyond. This immediacy is abundantly whole already, and that is unconditional. We're talking about or around the unconditional which doesn't see opposition, doesn't see layers, levels, dimensions, doesn't see direction or destination. Totality, the absolute, is unfathomable in that sense. And the exposure is that really, that's already all there is. And that's all there ever is. There's nothing else other than that. So then, what more can be said? Well, talking can appear to happen, and of course we can talk somewhat, loosely. I would like to suggest is that there may be a particular perception which doesn't feel like that this is whole, that doesn't feel like that this is unconditional love, doesn't feel like this is total or boundless, doesn't feel like this is what's really longed for. And that's also what's longed for. If that's what's appearing to happen, that's what's appearing to happen. There's no sense that any feeling or sensation or perception of wanting something to change or be different is wrong. There's just this, whatever this appears to be. So then it really is unconditional. It's not like the conditioned could get out of the way of this appearance and then it would be unconditional. There's no and then. There's no until or yet or still, without time, without now and then, without process of some kind. And that's so wide open. In a way, I poetically like to call it an embrace. And it is poetic because there's no one doing the embracing and there's nothing actually being embraced. But it's such an unconditional embrace that everything is this, everything is allowed in a sense, everything is welcome. Even the pushing and the pulling and the cosmic, tragic, existential, restless disease and angst of wanting something else or wanting this to change. It's all dynamically and vibrantly this. Everything. And apparently there seems to be a resting in that. And that's not some kind of other process or subtle kind of process where things really slow down or things really start to quiet down. This isn't about quietude or stillness, and this isn't about momentum and sounding. It's just ordinarily what's appearing to happen. But there can seem to be a resting, and that's kind of undeniable when it seems to be appearing really. The apparent the apparent dissolving of a sense of what's next, which of course sounds like what's next. right? That might very much sound like some kind of happening in time, or really it's the falling apart of time as we know it. It's the falling apart of the sense of an imagined what will be moments from now. The falling away, the dissolving of that which isn't really happening at all. The illusory dissolution of there being some kind of sense of what's next. A compassionate exposure revealing that this is already wholesome. This is already unconditionally wholeness. And it's basking, really. It's basking and bathing in an unknowable wonder which no one ever gets to understand or relate to or own. It's the unobtainable, the natural reality, unobtainable, because it's already this. So once again, I would like to suggest that that's really too simple for language, too natural for application and navigation, and too ordinary for imagination and destination. The the alreadiness of that, as though the Garden of Eden was all there is. It just, in its boundless nature, conjured up, or apparently poetically conjured up, a dream that felt like it was elsewhere, or felt like there was some kind of progress to be made towards an imagined pot of gold at the end of a rainbow, which doesn't exist. That seeking and striving energy, that sort of kind of irritable, restless, angsty, seeking for something else, waiting for something else, expecting something else to happen, just seemingly overlooking the natural immediacy which is already abundantly this, and yet vibrantly empty. No substance, no solidity. Thinner than these little wisps of smoke just passing by. It's totally insubstantial. No source, no essence, just nothing. Vibrantly nothing. We can we can chat, we can talk, we can sit and play timelessly so. The play which is going nowhere. The play which is coming from nowhere. This is what play really means. It's just agendalessness. Total agendaless. What freedom is this?
Alexis, can you say something more? There's something you said yesterday towards the end of the meeting about contracted energy, which um, was a bit of a revelation in some ways. It was something I'd not heard before. I can't remember exactly what you said, but can you talk a bit more about the contracted energy?
Yeah, so it's a story. It is a kind of story that there's something that appears to contract, to condense, to concentrate into a solidified form, and then out of that the stories of feeling separate, feeling individualized, feeling conscious, feeling like continuity is happening, location, meaning and purpose, then growing out of all of that stuff. Yeah. And then, stories about enlightenment, liberation, moksha, nirvana, samadhi, kundalini, the stories of feeling like progression could be made in a continuous linear reality, married up with the misconception of free will and choice, of course, therefore feeling like this continuous reality could be navigated in a timely manner with the course correcting of an autonomous entity towards a destination, and with all of that apparent conditioning, takes that framework of feeling like there is what's next, and now instead of enlightenment, it's the falling away of me or the dissolving of contracted energy as the what's next. And this too is gloriously sliced through with the compassionate samurai sword of this total exposure. The falling away of me is not an event. The dissolution of contracted energy is not what's next. It's what is already. Contracted energy lives in the illusion of continuity. It is the illusion of continuity as well. They inter-are. Well, contracted energy is like not just a located sense, it's like a timely sense. It feels like it's oriented in the now and in the here. The here and the now is my reality, feeling oriented and therefore contextually relating to there and then. Well, here and now, there and then is that whole reality. Well, then falling away of that reality is not there and then. It's not there and then. That's an illusion. So that's why it's so easily misinterpreted that there could be a falling away of contracted energy which happens in time. It's illusory. Contracted energy never really disappears because it's never really appearing in the first place. It's not what's next. It's the absence of what's next. So the energy again, like it could so easily be heard, and it so is easily heard that, if I come to enough meetings, or if I listen closely enough, or if the speaker articulates it clearly enough, or if the resonance is strong enough, or maybe if there's enough people gathered on a retreat, then the energy will amplify and then will lead to, the absolute ultimate falling away of me. And it's just falling itself, totally falling itself into another story, a path, a process, going somewhere else, and it's nonsense. That's not how this works. Yeah, but it fools itself because it's always anticipating. It's like it seems to be an anticipatory energy. Yeah, can't not do that. It lives in and dependent on that which it's anticipating. Moments from now or lifetimes from now. Yeah. There's no now and then. It's dream stuff. This is already without me and you. This is already absent of contracted energy. It's just a story. None of it's real. I don't really have anything more to say about it than that because it just gives way too much weight and validity to something that's not even happening.
There's nothing to say to that, really. No, it's always seemed like when am I going to witness the disappearance of the contracted energy?
Yeah,
When am I going to witness
right.
the disappearance of me? And I mean, that's obviously it
It's
makes no sense.
it's exhausting. Yeah. Wait,
Yeah,
it's the energy of waiting, isn't it? It's the
yeah,
existential waiting. It's like I live in an existential cosmic waiting room, and there's no one at the reception desk.
yeah.
There's no appointment. The appointment hasn't been made, so I'm sitting in a waiting room. I don't know what
yeah,
I'm waiting for, but I'm waiting for something. I'm waiting for the reception desk to call me. I'm waiting for the appointment, but there is no appointment. There's no one
yeah,
at the reception desk. I'm just waiting. For what?
yeah,
What are we waiting for? It's this already. How can you travel towards the absolute? Anything that you apparently travel towards is relative.
mm,
Well, the falling away of me is the falling away of relativity. Well, that can't be moved towards or away from.
yeah,
So anything moved towards or away from is relative, and that's in the dream. So the absolute is it's just completely hopeless, wonderfully so. Where's the
yeah.
need for hope when this is abundantly full?
There's a phrase I heard somebody say on a talk recently. How do you enter a room that you never left?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
In a way, we're talking sort of oxymoronically that it is, it is. I almost want to say that it's undeniable the energy of the absence of agenda and the absence of direction given or received. There does definitely seem to be an energetic quality about that. It's undeniable. It's so palpable. It's so resonant, and it's completely beyond conceptualization and language. And that does seem to be what appears to be, but it's not. It just can't be emphasized enough that that's not a process. It's not something that's happening in time. It's not actually. It's the very absence of the sense of anything going anywhere. So it's so timeless and spaceless. But the energy in its innocence and in its world of interpreting this reality as timely can't not see it that way. It which, and that's just an illusion that seems to be seeing continuity and feeling continuity to be real. And so as though it hears about resonance and glimpses and things changing. It's hearing continuity. It's hearing terms of events and sequences and things appearing and disappearing and changing and shifting. And so in its conditioning, it's seeing a process called the falling away of me. Yeah. But it can't not see it that way, and it's misinterpreting. There's no process. Yeah, there's no process. It's too already for process. Too absolute for process. So free, too free for process, really. Yeah. So liberating beyond comprehension. How can there be resonance if this isn't already known? Yes. Well, then nothing is known. Nothing is known. There's no knower, and there's nothing to be known. There's just this, which is everything. And in a way, resonance is everything. Resonance is all there is. Vibration and sensation, which is completely empty. Nothing there. These words don't speak from a knowing. No words do, really. There's no words that are speaking from knowing. Someone that knows what they're talking about. No one that knows what they're talking about. It's just unknowable spouting, really. Unknowable babbling and rambling on about nothing, pointing to nothing, coming from nothing, landing on no one's ears, subjective or otherwise, just immediacy, playfully bouncing as words and terms and concepts, and silence in between. None of it going anywhere. And no need to. Knowing the way we're talking around that is the illusion of distance between a knower and a known thing. If there is no subject to be knowing and no object to be known, then there is no knowing, and nothing knows that. Distanceless, incomprehensible distancelessness. It needs to happen. Nothing needs to change, nothing needs to be the same, nothing needs to be different, because there is only nothing. Needless.
Hey Alexis,
Hello, who's this?
it's
Geordie,
me.
hi. Hi,
Hey, hey.
how are you?
Yeah, doing okay, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, thanks. Good.
Great, great. I was wondering if you could speak something about, last time we talked about the seeing of that there is no difference whatsoever between me thoughts and no me thoughts.
Mm,
And
mm,
so is there, but there's, is it correct that there's still like some energy in the body, like is that like residual energy, or is that like, does that fade at the same time? I don't know if this makes sense what I'm asking, but do you have anything to say about this?
mm. I would suggest that without attaching a story to that, it's
Yeah.
just energetically emptiness being immediately that. Yeah, and nothing else. No story attached to it, so no meaning attached to it. It comes from nowhere, is going to nowhere. There may seem to be energies appearing as, sensation and vibrancy,
Yeah.
fluctuations, modifications, whatever, but
Yeah.
none of it is coming from or going anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Difference and
Not,
similarity is distinction, it's telling a dualistic story because it requires two things to be different or the same.
yeah, and there is no difference, basically.
Yes, and there's no similarity either. There's no equality, there's no sameness, there's no there's no comparison without separation. Yeah, it's completely incomprehensibly and immediately nothing. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Just checking.
Just checking, yeah. 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 No abstraction. No thing
Yeah.
to be abstracted.
Mm.
It's just, yeah, it's
Full
unseeing,
on.
full on, yes, and it's too immediate for a seeing of that, you know? It's too immediate for a seeing of that. It's just by itself totally this. The energy and maybe in this dream storyline, it's like it's looking out. It's on the lookout for changes. It's on the lookout for seeing how this appearance is appearing and maybe
Yeah, that
maybe
would be
that's
another story. Yeah, it would
yeah.
be another way. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that would be indicative of
Mm.
some kind of unfolding or unraveling or dissolving, which it imagines is going through time, right? Yeah. And so it
Mm.
might see that thoughts are, it's wondering if the thoughts are mine or if they're not mine. Are these me thoughts or are they not me thoughts? Or how
Yeah.
heavy is the body today? Or what's the gravitational sense like today? Or
Yeah, I don't feel that that is going on.
no.
I don't know, there's no deep question about it, I feel, but yeah. Yeah, there's really nothing I can say about it. Like the first things you said, that was already immediately clear, so it's just
Yes,
nothing.
exactly.
It's just nothing.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, what wonder that there's no obstacle and there never has been. What wonder is that?
Mm.
Like all of this, whatever could appear to be was never something to be gotten rid of or sat with, you know. No, never was anything something to deal with or to be not dealing with.
Mm.
Such freedom in that.
Mm.
I know.
Ah, you're right. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much again.
Well,
Whew.
Wonder. Childlike, explosive wonder.
Thanks, you're making me laugh now. That's great. I love you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, Alexis.
Hello there, Luke. How are you?
Um, I'm okay. Thank you for asking. Somebody used to say when Eckhart Tolle spoke, you people would call it mumbo jumbo.
Eckhart Tolle.
Sorry?
Wait, what are we talking about? Eckhart Tolle's mumbo jumbo.
No, it's somewhat critics of Eckhart would say it was mumbo jumbo.
Oh, yes.
So that's what yeah. But yeah. It's just a funny expression.
Hmm. Yeah, it is a funny expression. Yeah.
Because it's just we're trying to use words to describe to describe the undescribable.
Well, we're not really trying to describe the indescribable. There's just the indescribable being words, really. And the words don't get to or away from that. They aren't really accurately pointing this out or not, they're just words aimlessly. The energy of this, expression, we could say, has no intention or agenda, and there's an openness in that, it would seem. The openness that there's nothing that needs to happen, nothing needs to change, no process to get through, nothing to abide or retreat in or stay in. It's just this, naturally this. There's also a clear exposure of, the illusion of individuality, autonomy, continuity, and location, and other things as well. But there's no intention to change anything because this is already the absolute, which is actually changeless. Yeah. And yes,
We've ar-
that is mumbo jumbo.
we've arrived.
This
Well,
was
we're in Nirvana. We're in Nirvana right now.
this is Nirvana, yes,
This is Nirvana.
this is Nirvana without anyone in it, yes.
We're in heaven. We're in heaven.
Well, heaven is slightly different, but that's a realm, it would seem, if we're talking in terms of, the realm.
Christian
Yeah.
Christian belief.
Well, it's also in the Buddhist tradition as well as one of the six realms of samsara. Yeah, but
Ah,
Nirvana transcends the polarity of heaven and hell. Yes, it's
yeah.
unpolarized. It doesn't exist because it's all there is. It's gloriously, divinely this already. Yeah, and all there is that. Sitting in the garden, scratching our head, wondering where it is.
And this can't be, this is not atheism, because to be an atheist is, you've got to be an individual who doesn't believe in God, yeah?
Well, in that sense, yes, atheism does seem to be some kind of ideology or some kind of view. Yes, I think I think it's fair to say that atheism is a view. Not that there's anything wrong with that, of course. But if it's a view, it's an object. It's a something that someone seems to have. This isn't really categorizable. It's not
Yeah.
atheism, it's not agnosticism, it's not theism or multi-theism, mono or poly. It's completely undefinable. There's nothing even there to be labeled or defined or categorized, no matter how much people seem to try. It
They do try. They do try.
They sure do, yeah, and it defies all definition, labels, categorization, and limitation.
Because I find myself trying to explain this to like a professional, and I sort of turn it into a philosophy for them, you know?
Yeah, but there would be, yes, like I've used this metaphor before, and you may have heard it before. It's like the energy of wanting to relate to something would get fascinated in the words of what's being said here, and that would be the
Mm.
equivalent to receiving an envelope through your door and opening the envelope to discover that there's nothing inside of it, and so instead getting fascinated with the envelope. Like that's something that's going to help me, that's what it's like. There's no content
Yeah.
within these words. So instead, I get fascinated with the words. Like, what does it mean? What does it mean? And there's nothing that it means. Yeah, it's completely meaningless.
I actually watched Tony Tony's latest YouTube. Um, and there's a very sweet interaction with William in it.
Hmm.
And William, if you guys don't know, William's sort of a long-term seeker,
Hmm.
attendee of Tony's meetings and gyms and whoever else. Um, and William just sort of goes, well, that means all that's left is love. There's just love. And yeah, it's just a very sweet interaction between the two of them.
Yes. Love, loving love. No one
Yeah,
could
because I feel like
be loved, no one could love him.
William's very analytical and thinking all the time about it, you know.
Okay.
Bit like me.
Okay.
So yeah, it was just, and I haven't really enjoyed watching Tony because he's quite a sharp sword in a way.
Well, in the appearance
So
of it, you can seem sharp and yeah,
yeah,
like a razor blade.
like yeah. So I haven't really enjoyed watching him, but I actually enjoyed this one.
Mm.
Um, yeah. So yeah, it's quite good to watch. What's
Alexis.
this?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, go on,
No,
go
no,
on.
you go. No.
All right, all right. So to say that there is, pulling of the plug out of the fan of the, of the me, it's making it real again in a way. isn't it? Because it doesn't exist. So doing that, is that what you mean? That it's basically it's not even there. So how can that be related to to that happening?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like yeah. There's no substance to an illusion which isn't even appearing to happen. Yeah.
Mm.
So then it's there already is nothing to solve. There's already no process to go through, or no, and there's already no process to end either. There's already no process to come to an end. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah.
not. It's not physiological, and it's not psychological. It's not really conceptual, and it's not really even anything there to be called even energetic, as though that was like some, in a way, it's often called energetic because there's no other word for it. And, the word energetic doesn't really elaborate. It's just kind of like, well,
Yeah.
it must be energetic because there's no way of describing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing there. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
completely,
Because it seemed to take the form of thought, of feeling, of like all sorts of things, but that was just never the case anyway.
yeah, it's all, I mean, there is only immediacy, timelessly this. And so thoughts and ideas, whatever this is appearing as is whatever
Mm.
this is appearing as. Yeah. But nothing is really happening because nothing is really actually coming and going. And whatever seemed to have happened is not happening. And whatever is going to happen is not happening. And so whatever appears to be happening now, so to speak, is not really happening either. There's no things that are actually happening. It's complete void. This is totally empty.
Mm. I love you so much. Thank you for that. Thank
Mm.
you. That was really good. I enjoyed that thoroughly. Whew. Yeah, I don't know what happened. That's great. Thank
Oh,
you.
absolutely. What an abundance of joy. Love, loving love. Yes. Just love, loving love. I like the saying, this isn't about you. Yes. Yes. No you for it to be about. No you for it to not be about. Was Andrew going to say something? I noticed you were muted, but maybe that was an accident.
Hello, Alexis.
Hi.
Hi. Um, a lot of times when you say or before you say something, I'll have like a thought pattern that's trying to figure a certain part of what you're saying out, and then you'll maybe mention emptiness or whatever, and that um, that thought that's trying to figure it out just kind of dissipates.
Mm, mm, yeah.
So there's just nothing to be said about that. That's just it.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like within the appearance there can seem to be this, what feels like a momentous energy, which is somewhat restless and feeling like it's going somewhere. And in the exposure, which is also part of the appearance, there can seem to be an unraveling of that momentous energy of feeling like this is going anywhere. The energy of waiting or anticipating for something else can seem to kind of be jarred or disoriented.
Yeah, like stopped. It's like,
Yeah. It can seem like the whole energy is kind of been stopped in its tracks, or even like there's a spanner that's been thrown into the cogs that drive this illusion of momentum, continuity, progress, etc. Of course, I'm talking about it without, and it's impossible not to, but it sounds like some kind of process or something. And that's all part of the dream of continuity, of course, but it can seem like there's some kind of unraveling or falling apart of
then that would just be separating. That's separation then.
yes.
Saying that it's unraveling is separation.
Yeah, because it suggests that something is actually happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, for something to be unraveling, there has to be something happening to be unraveling. But it's just what appears to be. It's no more or less than anything else. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's really a deep humility in this, very deep humility.
Humility, yes.
Mm.
Yes. I used to in the storyline of just, because we like sharing stories, they're fun. So here's a story, just in case you weren't prepared for that. But but, in the story, I always had this funny thing about humility. I was like, what does that really mean? There's like something in the apparent tissues of this body kind of sussed out impersonally that humility, the way in which people talk about it so seemingly often, is it's a fallacy. Like, no one can be humble, no one can actually really be humble. But the attempt to practice humility, because that is a thing, that's a big thing, especially in spiritual circles, and for those of us who have been on the spiritual platforms and the circus of spiritual traditions and whatever. It's like humility is talked about big, yeah, it's a big thing, and it seems really important, and that's going to get someone somewhere, and that you can practice humility. But actually, it just somehow or other, again, only in a story, it seemed like something sussed out that that's a fallacy. And I remember very clearly, I'm really sure it was Tony's talk in 2004, California talks. I know. Yeah, it's just these talks that he gave in California, and he actually said that no, humiliation is the revelation that there was never anyone, and that
Yes.
and therefore no one ever did anything. So no one ever did humility. No
Mm.
one ever practiced humility.
Yeah. There's
And
nothing
that
you
was the
can do.
first time I'd ever heard anyone talk about humiliation and humility in that way, and it was amazing. It's just like
Mm.
that's it.
Mm.
That's it. That,
Wonderful. Yeah. That's a great feeling. It's a great feeling when you hear those things and you're like, I fucking knew it.
mm,
Somewhere.
mm, It's almost like it's almost like you just needed someone to say it almost, but
Yeah.
of course it's story, but
Yeah, yeah. Story time. Story time. I remember.
yeah, it's a language. It's a language that talks directly to the natural reality, which it isn't separate from to talk to. It talks directly to the heart of that without acknowledging anyone to be hearing it objectively. It goes right to the core, the coreless core, the place where there is no foundation or space or time. It goes right to the heart of it. And that is like complete compassionate pointing out of this already, which is a language that precedes all alphabet. It's a language that precedes all sense of subject, object, knowing. It's kind of like the intuitive, natural thisness without something stepping in, without something coming in and making it into a thing. It's just too natural for that. Yeah. And it's as though everybody, not everyone, there is no one, but everybody intuits that beyond knowing. It's got nothing to do with knowing at all, but it's like everybody intuits the natural reality that is already not apart. It's already not separate. It's already this. That's freedom. Freedom of being in the garden already, never apart from it. Humiliation being the revelation that there was never anyone. And yes, of course, including the revelation that there was never anyone to be humiliated either. Yeah. Never anyone to be arrogant or innocent, ignorant. Never anyone to be right or wrong. Never anyone to anything. This is already the absolute. Much love, everybody. Thank you all. Thanks for coming in, saying hey, sharing the play.
Thank you, Alexis.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for the
Thanks.
support and donations,
Bye.
follows, subscribes, likes, whatever. Thanks for hanging out. Got a Zoom intensive this weekend with our dear friend Tobias as well, of course. So do hang out for that as well. It should be good fun. More events happening soon. Ah.